Thank you so much for putting your efforts to present that whole topic in this deep dive session. Thank you so much for your efforts. And I understand so many things from this session. You talked about anatomy, what is fear, and you also talked about amygdala, adrenaline, and also cortisols, which is not actually good for us, right? So I really like those all. And in your whole narration, you took a different set of tools how you can narrate. You took some anecdotes, you took some stories from Ramayana, you took some lines from Mahabharata, Shloka, right? So you wanted to, completely convey the message, fear, the topic to the audience by using the different tools. So that was really fantastic. Thank you so much. And you talked about a story which was relevant to a friend who wanted to go to resort with a family. So that was really fun. So I really like that. And one of my favorite ways you wanted to, you gave in your speech, we wanted to get rid of fear. So one of my favorite ways you talked about, which was talking positive about ourselves. For example, you mentioned about Ronaldo, right? I really like that example because I have been also following that exercise called incantation. So if I wanted to deliver something, for example, if I'm coming here and wanted to take the opportunity, so with excitement, I would say I'm feeling really excited. So by incorporating emotions, physical actions, so we would feel excited, right? So I really like that example to get rid of fears. And a few other things as well. So in order to feel happiness, so we should self-reflect. We should talk about ourselves. Then only we would be able to get rid of any fears. Otherwise, we would spend more time in past only. So overall, I would say the narration was very well, the speech was very well, and throughout this session, I really would like one of the best things was that you were smiling. So the smile was very good. So that was completely honest, right? And you also felt very good. Initially, you are using the hands. They were actually little bit cozy, okay, here and there only. Then once you get the flow, okay, you are using here and there, and you are getting so much comfortable in your whole speech. So I really saw that. Thank you so much. And so in order to improve your speech to the next level and to become a great effective confident speaker, I would like to add a few things here, maybe if you could consider. So the first one is you talked about fear, right? And maybe I would wish you come up with an example of fear, right? So this is for
For both.
okay, so this is time for 3 minutes.
3.5 minutes.
3 minutes, so it's over now. Okay. So you talked about fear, right? So I would expect you took an example, maybe public speaking, maybe talking to some people, maybe getting fear to socialize with someone, right? So if you could come up with a practical example, so I would be able to correlate completely. Okay, so because the content was more on the theoretical aspects, so if you could come up with a real example, so we would be able to more connected with that topic. And in order to
This is for one. Okay. Again for another one we'll show.
okay, yeah, thank you. So and another impacted aspect you need to consider is engage with audience. Okay, so throughout the session, so you got 50 minutes, right? So if you could if you could engage with a few audience, you would also feel that okay, you are engaging and you are completely delivering that speech to the whole audience. And one other thing I wanted to add, which is transition. Okay, so you talked about different set of examples. You took slokas, you took stories from different Ramayana, Mahabharata, and also the resort, right? So and I just wanted to include a very good transition when you move some story to other story, okay, some place to some other place, right? So if you could add a right transition, so you would be able to be effective in your whole speech. And one last thing, so you can add voice modulation as well. You presented a beautiful shloka over there, right? So if you could speak out that shloka with a voice modulation, so it would be a next level speech. So these are the inputs I wanted to give, and if you could incorporate, I hope you will be able to become an effective and confident speaker. Thank you.
Thank you,
So,
Rakesh.
I need to cover another deep dive topic. So, Prem Sai, I'm here to take an opportunity, not to give a feedback. Okay, so it is also a trending topic, right? So many of us are having so many fears in our lives, and we also feel loneliness. The topic is really trending, and I'm so happy that I attended this session today. And you started with a very good pitch. You shown us the picture, right? So how did you arrive to this speech, and how did you come to this? How did you come to this? How I can say? How did you choose this topic to deliver to the all audience? And I was really able to correlate. I was really able to connect with myself that okay, so what we can do in order to throughout our emotions, because it is one of the effective ways we wanted to. When we wanted to get rid of any emotion, any fear, right? So that was actually very wonderful. So you done it wonderfully well. So I actually got so many things from your speech. So how do we do the self-evaluation? How do we do self-awareness? And you engage with the audience very well. You always do, right? And so who am I and who I show? So I think most of us were able to evaluate ourselves to understand, okay, who am I? And some of our audience also expressed who am I and who I show. So I took the opportunity. So thank you so much. And a few things I wanted to highlight. So those are really, to be carried forward, right? So out of them, one was that you talked about if we have any problem, okay? For example, let's say I'm having a problem. So that problem is not just arrived, okay? So it is coming from the back. So we need to go back to our childhood age, okay? So let's say we are living in 40, but the problem is arriving from 8th or 12th age. So I really like that, connection. So whenever we are having an issue, so we need to work on that problem right here and right now. So otherwise, we need to go back to a lot of time back and self-evaluate and work on that. It will take a lot of time. So the concept was really wonderful. So it is really helpful for us to self-evaluate and take the actions appropriately. So overall, this speech, the narration was fantastic. So as you always do, and I would like to add a few things in order to take your speech, the narration to the next level, which are very few. So I found that the energy was a little bit less when you're talking some things in your speech, and if you could add more energy, so that would be really great. And one more thing was that you used a lot of terms which were actually a bit of medical terms. So maybe some of us may not be able to familiarize with those terms. So if you could come up with these simple terms, so those terms can be, a layman can be easily able to understand. So if you could come up with these simple words, that would be real. And
Terms are you pointing to?
the middle
Fragmentation?
may not be the fragmentation. I'm unable to recall. So there are a few, yeah. And the most important is time. So because I was actually having a few queries I wanted to clarify with you. So because of the time constraint, we were not able to engage with you. We were not able to get the feedback from you. So if you could consider the time and utilize the time effectively, so we would be able to interact with you. We would be able to get the clarification on a few points. So these are a few. You're already an effective speaker. So if you could consider, so we will also be able to absorb so many things from you. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you. Mike. I would like to welcome Mohan to give the short speech feedback.